I certainly understand the importance of the match. We don't really look back at what's happened the last two matches or really the last 10 matches with our opposition, because I think what we've worked with our players is to be present now in the moment with what we have. I think if you look back at those last two matches, if you look at our roster, it was a completely different roster than we've had since the World Cup. So I don't think you can put a lot of weight into that. Having said that, we certainly respect South Africa. We know what they bring. We know the talent that they possess, and we know they're a great side. But we feel very strongly that we've got we're the team to beat, and we feel very confident going into the match. And at this point, we're just excited about tomorrow. It needs to hurry up and get here. As ready as we can be. I mean, I think every coach in every situation would always like things to be done a little differently, a little better, whether it's us here or any of the other teams. So as coaches, you always worry about your preparation. Is it perfect? But I think for us, our players are in a really good place, and I think they're in a very good place mentally. And even though we had a few late arrivals to camp, and it's been well documented. We have a couple of key injuries, but I think the players that we have are ready to step up and show their worth of being selected, to this team, to show that they can do the job as well. And we have, as a staff, we have all the confidence in the players that are here, ready to play. And so, on the day, there's no excuses one way or the other. We have what we have, they have what they have, and it'll be which team shows up, the most prepared and ready to get the result. Disturbed by with Cameroon is that we didn't convert. We weren't clinical enough around the goal. But that's something that you just continue to work on in training, on the pitch. You continue to work on finishing and movements to get yourself in a position to score goals. And I thought with Cameroon, we got in some really good positions to score. We just didn't put the ball in the net. So obviously, the farther you go in the competition, the more difficult the level of competition gets. So I think it'll be key that we convert our opportunities to tomorrow and in the return leg. But we have the players that do it. Like I mentioned in Cameroon, I would be more worried if we weren't creating the chances. That would worry me more than the conversion itself. So as long as we create the chances, I feel confident that we'll get the goals. Really confident, as I said, with the team. I feel good about the squad that we selected. If you follow our players back with their clubs at home, it was interesting the last 2 weeks. Most of our attacking players are scoring goals for their clubs, so they're all coming in really good form right now. So I'm confident with the team. I'm excited about the game, and any good competitor wants to play against the best competition, and so we'll embrace that challenge and look forward to it. I will take 8 or 9 if you want. I think I would be quite happy with that. No, I think as anything, the first thing you want is to get the result. So if that's a 1-0 result, you take the result. Obviously, the more goals we can score and the larger the gap we can make it's better for us. But the focus is getting the result first and foremost. Let me clarify my conversation with Tobex was I do think this is a generation of young players that have come through the program that are a special group. So I mean that in a very positive way. I think we've got some good young players coming up that's to be looked at in the future. We've got some young players in this camp. And then I think we've got some quality with our veteran players. And I think it's just a very, very strong side. I think the more time we have together, the more we're going to continue to improve. And so that's my belief about the team. That shows that I believe in each of the players. But that's not spoken to put added pressure on them at all. That's to show that as a coach, I'm confident in their abilities, and I think they know that. So I'll let Rash address that a little bit, and she can give her take on it. But I don't think we put pressure on our players. I think we try to show them that we have that belief in them. On your side, I do think the last 20 minutes of that match, we kind of just hung in, and dodged a few opportunities, quite frankly, at the end that you don't want to give. So it's just one of those things we have to try to continue to prepare the team to play the full 90 minutes or 120 if it takes that. That you can't relax at this level against this kind of competition because it just takes one opportunity. So it's something that we have to try to learn from every match, and that's one thing that as we left we discussed, is that we weren't happy about the last 20 minutes of that match. I think it goes back to a little bit about being clinical early, because in the first half we probably had 3, maybe 4 really good chances, and we would have scored 2 or 3 of those, the game would have been over at halftime. So it works a little bit both ways, but it's something that we certainly talk about.